Last May 18, 2020 was Pope John Paul II's birthday. For me, he was one of the most friendliest pope ever reigned. He was head of the Catholic Church and sovereign of the Vatican State from 1978 to 2005. He had been elected in August to succeed Pope Paul VI. After graduating from high school, the future pope enrolled in Krakow's Jagiellonian University, where he studied philosophy, literature, and performed in a theater group during World War II. Imagine how hard for anyone to actually live in a time of World War II. Before he became pope, his name was Karl Wojtyła. When the Nazis occupied Krakow, he was forced to seek work in a quarry, then later in a chemical factory by 1941. His mother, father, and only brother had all died, leaving him the sole surviving member of his family. Ah, poor Carol. He was also known as history's most well-traveled pope and first-time Italian pope. He traveled widely, visiting 129 countries using 8 languages he spoke: Polish, Italian, French, German, English, Spanish, Portuguese, and Latin. Wow, imagine if he's not called by God and became pope. He might be one of the greatest hits who have ever lived. His well-known personal charm connected with the faithful Catholic, as well as many outside the fold. A native in Poland was the first person from the Slavic country to ever become pope and was also the first Italian pope in 455 years. He became pope for more than 26 years. His pontificate was the third longest in history. Only St. Peter was the longest, reigning for 37 years, and Pope Pius reigning 31 years, which was second longest. His parish existed in Kankakee. It was formed when the former parishes of the St. Martin of Tours, St. Rose of Lima, and St. Teresa were united 2 years ago. Pope John Paul II was canonized sainted on April 27, 2014. As part of his special emphasis on the universal call to holiness, he beatified 1,340 and canonized 483 people, more than the combined tally of his predecessors during the preceding 5 centuries. He is remembered for his successful events against communism, as well as building bridges with people of other faiths and issuing the Catholic first apology for its actions during the World War II.
I think this is the pinnacle of why he's called the most friendliest pope of all time.
On May 13, 1981, the Pope was shot in St. Peter's Square by the Turkish political extremist Mehmet Ali Alkan. After his release from the hospital, Pope famously visited his would-be assassin in prison, where the shooter was serving life sentence, and the Pope personally forgave him for his actions. The next year, an unsuccessful attempt to kill the Pope was made by the fanatical priest who opposed the reforms of Vatican II.
Although it was not confirmed by the Vatican until 2003, many believe Pope John Paul II began suffering from Parkinson's disease in the early 1990s. He began to develop slurred speech and had difficulty walking, although he continued up a physically demanding travel schedule in his final years. He was forced to delegate many of his official duties, but still found the strength to speak to the faithful from a window at the Vatican. In February 2005, the Pope was hospitalized and with complications from the flu. He died 2 months later. By the time of his death, he had named most of the College of Cardinals, consecrated or co-consecrated many of the world bishops, and ordained many priests.
Wow, imagine people like Pope John Paul II doing this. And imagine if a common person would actually do this. Yeah, Jesus would do it, but sometimes the most hardest part in our life is not doing impossible things that no normal human being can do. The hardest part of our lives, or the hardest thing sometimes, is forgiving someone who has done something really bad, or someone actually trying to kill you. That's the hardest part, because people will always judge a person by his actions, especially killers. The people won't forgive the guy that actually tried to shot him, but Pope actually forgive him, because we all know we have sinned, we have made mistakes in our life, and we must learn how to love ourselves in order to move forward.
One of the 5 most famous quotes of Pope John Paul II is, "Do not abandon yourselves to despair. We are the Easter people, and Alleluia is our song. 2. The future starts today, not tomorrow. 3. As the family goes, so goes the nation, and so goes the whole world in which we live in. 4. Stupidity is also a gift of God, but one mustn't misuse it. 5. Freedom consists not in doing what we like, but in having the right to do what we ought. My favorite part was stupidity. It's also a gift of God, but one mustn't misuse it. Now I know what shall I do with my stupidity someday.